It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 take, go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Dave, I need to start getting you a permanent spot up here.
Okay, we are pleased to be joined now in our infield center, media center here by Tony Stewart. Drives that number 20 car, and I tell you what, that 20 car is tearing it up in the Nationwide Series this year. 6 wins this year in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and Tony wins for the first time in his career at Darlington Raceway. Congratulations to the number 20 Old Spice Toyota team. Tony, I'm going to ask you how it feels to win at Darlington Raceway.
If you were at Talladega a couple weeks ago, it's exactly the same. This is, you know, at the start of this year, there were still 4 tracks I hadn't won at, and it was California, Las Vegas, Talladega, and here. And you know, thanks to Dave and the guys on the 20 car on the Nationwide side, we conquered 3 of those 4 and should have won the 4th one, but not going to be greedy. I mean, to get 4 this year and get 3 at tracks that I haven't won at, it's man, with the rich heritage and history here at Darlington, to win here and be the first guy to win after they resurfaced it. It's pretty. It's a feeling that's hard to describe. It's you know, it's just cool to win at Darlington. I mean, you think back at guys like David Pearson who were so good here, and you know, we've had David on our radio show a couple times, and then, you know, it makes you be that much closer to the guy, and even this knucklehead in the goofy black hat up front here, it's nice to win close to home for him. So, you know, it's just fun. I mean, you know, this series is so deep in history in general, and you know, this is one of those tracks that's history goes as deep as NASCAR does for the most part. So to finally win here, it's just a huge honor to me.
And Dave, you've been up at the pit box for all 6 of those wins this year, albeit different drivers, but congratulations. What'd you see out of that 20 car today?
I saw Tony Stewart drive probably one of the smartest races I've ever seen here at Darlington. There was plenty of times we weren't the fastest car on the track, but he kept gapping the competition just because he timed it right. He made the moves when he needed to make them. He stayed patient. Brilliant race, I thought.
All right, we'll take questions now for the number 20 team. Go ahead, start in the back.
Jeff Gluck from NASCAR Scene. The way that you guys have done this, I mean, 4 wins in a row for the 20 car, 6 out of 12 this year. I mean, Tony, 4 out of 6 since you've been in the car. I mean, can either of you describe what it feels like to be a part of that? I mean, do you just feel like you're unbeatable, or you can just overcome anything?
Well, I can't speak for the team side, but I mean, there's one thing that, you know, you look at the wins, you look who all's been in it. I mean, all 3 of us on the team have won in this car, so it's not one driver winning all the races. I mean, it's the team, and you know, it's been proof of that. All 3 of us winning in the same car, the same equipment, the same group of guys. I mean, it's easy to point the finger at where the success lies and where it comes from, and it starts with Dave here. You know, it starts with him and his guys, and you know, people kind of make fun of you when you say it's an honor. I mean, and it is. It's an honor to drive for this team this year. These guys, when you walk in the garage area, and as soon as we walk in the garage and guys from other teams are looking at you, they're like, man, this guy's in the car this week. I mean, you can tell that it doesn't matter who it is when each one of us walks in the garage, and they know that we're going to be a force to be dealt with. I mean, this car's been capable of winning every race it's been to this year. I mean, the races that I've watched on TV, you look at Kyle, should have won you know, a couple of the races that he had problems in, and this team has just been unstoppable. And the 18 team's been the same way. I mean, it's not like it's just been this one team. The whole organization's been good, and I think that's due to the fact that Dave and the 18 car guys, I mean, they do such a good job of working with each other, comparing notes. They've really taken this program and stepped it up a notch even from last year. And last year they were strong and I would say a parallel to Childress and a Roush. And this year their work over the winter has taken them to another level and in my opinion made them the elite team in this series and put them a step ahead of Childress and Roush right now. And now those guys are looking at us saying, hey, what do we got to do to find out, and figure out what they're doing and how to get back to the speed that those guys are at. So it's not the drivers, I can promise you that. I mean, it's an honor to be in that car each week, and it's strictly due to this team. I mean, they are the ones that have done all the work. They just plug a driver in, and it's like, go drive. That's all we got to do. We just get in and go drive the cars and try to give them the best feedback we can. And like we said, I mean, the results this year, with all three of us drivers, have spoke for itself.
Question over here. Go over it, Ron.
Ron LeMaster's own MC. Tony, what was your fuel state at the end? Were you worried about the fuel? And also, what were you thinking when you looked in the mirror and you saw everybody crashing behind you with 6 laps to go?
I was happier they were crashing behind me than in front of me, obviously. But, we had come in, we had the opportunity to come in when a lot of those guys in front of us had come in. But we were still, according to Dave told us we were still 5 laps short of being in our window of making it. So, to me, the track position was more important. I knew as long as we had clean air, the car was really, really fast in clean air. So to me, it was like I didn't really see what the benefit was going to be to coming in. But, like Dave said, the worst-case scenario happened, and we get a caution 6 or 7 laps later. And now we're in that window, so we have to come in, and unfortunately then we're behind a bunch of guys that had just came in. So, we come in the leader and come out, and luckily we only came out 9th. So, the situation at the end there, I mean, I really wasn't nervous about it because I knew there were a bunch of guys that were right behind us that were 7 laps shorter on fuel or 6 laps shorter on fuel than we were. But Dave started making me nervous on fuel. Just kept telling me to try to keep the fuel to the pickup and, just to try to make sure. He told me we had plenty to get to the end. It was just trying to not get in a situation like Mark got into there where it stumbled on a restart. So, that part made me a little bit nervous, but we knew we had enough fuel to get to the end. It was just making sure we got it to the pickup.
Question right here. Go ahead.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. I have questions for each of you. Dave, will you be the skipper for Joey Logano? And for Tony, it's the Pearsons, the Earnhardts, the Jeff Gordons that win at this racetrack. What is it about this track that is so tough to tame?
Yeah, Joey Logano is going to take over the 20 car as a primary driver at Dover. There's a few exceptions. We have Smoke in the car. Probably 3 or 4 more racetracks, and we have Denny Hamlin at Daytona. But starting at Dover, Joey will be the primary driver.
I wish I knew because, I mean, obviously it's been 10 years and I finally won one here. But this place is just, and obviously it's, as practice went on today and even last night, I mean, the characteristics of the track are still here. I mean, you still fight the same areas that you fought in the past. It's just it's got new pavement, it's got more grip, and it's a little trickier in 1 and 2 to pass than it was. But I think even tonight, just the nationwide race got a lot more rubber down in spots that guys weren't really running in practice. It was kind of more one groove last night, and so tonight's race obviously I think helped get rubber down for tomorrow night and will make it better. But it used to be a battle of if you could get it to turn, you couldn't get it to go forward, or you couldn't get it in the corner and get it to come off the corner. And it seems like with the new pavement here, we've been, I think just about everybody all weekend's just been fighting tight, and that's just a characteristic of a new track. Everywhere we've been when they've repaved it or been to new tracks that have just been built, you always fight that. It seems like the backs of the car get secure on the racetrack, and you just end up building so much heat in the right front that you get tighter as the runs go. So, tonight really wasn't any different from that standpoint. But I don't think you fought the forward drive issue that you normally did here, and that kind of makes it a lot different in a big aspect. But you still fought getting the cars to turn. And at least we only have to fight one variable, not 2 variables. So maybe I only need to. Maybe I'm only a 1 variable driver at a time. I don't know, but it worked tonight for us.
Go ahead, Jeff.